You guys heard about the person who literally killed and ate someone and then was deemed a celebrity right after? No? Well then buckle up. This is Issei Sagawa, also known as the Kobe Cannibal. Now to give you some of the lore about Mr. Sagawa, in 1977 he left Japan and moved all the way to France to pursue his PhD in literature. And almost every single weekend there, he would bring a prostitute home and try to shoot them. In his own words, he said, "My fingers would freeze up and I found that I could not pull the trigger." That is until 1981. That is where his classmate Renee Hartvelt comes into play. And on one fateful night, he invited Renee home under the guise of her helping him translate poems because she is of Norwegian descent. Sagawa claims he chose her for her health and beauty because Mr. Sagawa was 4 foot 9 inches tall, while Renee here was 5 foot 10 inches tall and also 25 years old. While Renee was sitting at a desk reading poetry for him, Mr. Sagawa approached her from the rear with a rifle and shot her in the neck. Sagawa fainted because of the fact that he just shot Renee in the neck. When he awoke, he realized that he had to carry through with his plan, and then he proceeded to engage in necrophilia. Sagawa then tried to eat her raw, but he realized that his teeth just weren't sharp enough, so he left the apartment and came back with a butcher knife. He then proceeded to eat various parts of her hands, head, face, breasts, buttocks, legs, and many other places that I just can't mention here. This all took place over the course of a couple of days, and he would eat the body either raw or cooked depending how he felt. And after the body started its decomposition process a couple weeks later, he decided to chop her up and dispose of her in the nearby lake. That is until he was caught by the French police. It is there that Mr. Sagawa was deemed mentally insane and unfit to stand before a French judge. That is when he was extradited back to Tokyo. There, the medical doctors in Tokyo deemed him to be mentally stable, and his only reason for the motivation of murder was sexual perversion. That is where the French court dropped all charges and then sealed his case completely. And because the case was then sealed by the French, there was no way for Japan to legally hold him, thus setting Sagawa free. From that day forward, he was invited to be guest speakers, commentators, invited on TV shows, and in 2011, Vice even did an interview of him, which is still up to this day, and I highly recommend you guys go check it out. He enjoyed his freedom all the way up until his death on November 22nd, 2022. Yes, he died just 2 weeks from the recording of this video. It is worth mentioning that Mr. Sagawa did regret what he did, and he did think about it on almost a daily basis. He has even stated that being ridiculed and being reminded of it every single day from interviews and guest speaker roles and just thinking about it is punishment enough. I personally don't agree. I think you should have been shot, but that's just me. That is the case of the Kobe Cannibal and this tragic death of Renee Hartvelt in a nutshell. That's all I got for you guys today. If you guys have any other interesting things that you want me to talk about, please let me know.